Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Caregiving Gen X Style. I'm Steve Mullen.
And I'm Jennifer Mullen.
Our summer schedule is nearly over, and we decided to use this episode to talk about what we did this summer, to preview some episodes we have coming up, and to give you and Jennifer the gift of bloopers. But first, Jennifer, how's your mom?
I love bloopers.
I know you do.
Yeah. Gagi is doing well, except for the fact that I almost sent her flying face first into the concrete yesterday. Was taking her to a podiatry appointment. She's actually getting fitted for new shoes. Mm-hmm. So it's a different location. We'd never been there before. By the way, tip. Thankfully, we have both a transport wheelchair for her and also her rollator that she uses on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. We'd never been to this location before, and I was debating, should we just take the rollator or should I take the wheelchair? Almost just took the rollator, quite frankly, because it's just easier for me to load in the car.
Right,
But at the last minute, I loaded both, and I am so thankful that I did, because the walk, it would have been really challenging. This place was in the middle of the city. There was no great place to pull up and park right in front of it. It would have been really challenging if we'd only had the rollator. So we had the wheelchair, fine, the transport wheelchair. So it's a little lighter weight. The wheels are kind of thin.
The wheels are smaller.
Yeah.
It's not the big wheel in the back and the little wheel in the front. Yeah. It's four little wheels, right?
And we really don't use the big wheelchair that much anymore, in part because it is very heavy for my brother and I to load in and out of the car. Those wheelchairs are more for like your mom who sits in a wheelchair all the time. Yes. So anyway, transport wheelchair, put my mom in it. Again, we're in the city, going down the sidewalk, start rolling her down the sidewalk. And certainly, there were some like bumps in the sidewalk. Some
sidewalk, they're never even.
Uneven pavement, which not huge, it wasn't like a huge amount of unevenness. But let me tell you what, when you have somebody in a smaller transport chair, you hit one little bump. Mm-hmm. It's big.
It's a problem.
It's big. And also, I saw the little bump coming and I thought, okay, I'm going to speed up just a little bit so that I get some momentum behind me to get over the little bump. Except
that might have been ill-advised.
Yeah, those wheels are not equipped to go over even the smallest of bumps like that. So we hit this little bump and it was like a slow motion thing. Like I could see my mom starting to tip forward. Thankfully, I was able to pull back really hard on the wheelchair at the last minute, and she did not go flying. And of course, I was looking, so it hangs down on the bottom of this transport chair. There is like a little belt thing, and mostly that thing is just an annoyance to me because it gets in the way. So then I was looking at it yesterday and thought, that's what that little belt is meant for, because if she, although I don't know, if she had gone if she had gone flying face first into the concrete, she would have stayed in the chair.
The chair would have been on top of her.
But yeah. So anyway, Gagi is doing well this week. No thanks to her daughter and some of her not so great thinking during transport into the doctor's office. Right. So, but all's well that ends well.
All's well. Nothing bad happened. It just almost happened.
That's right. So, Steve, how's your mom?
She's doing fine now. She did have a little trip to the hospital. I guess it was about a week and a half ago now. She woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and reached over to get her cup of water or bottle of water or whatever that was sitting over there. And apparently she didn't realize just how close to the edge of the bed she was, and she toppled out.
Oof.
She knocked over her bedside table. Her lamp went flying. There was a glass dish on her bedside table, which was probably ill-advised to begin with, but that broke. She ended up with quite the shiner. We figure she either hit her face on the floor or she hit it on the bedside table. Not really sure.
Yeah.
So she pressed her button, and it was quite a little while until a CNA came in. I'll get to that in a minute.
Very disappointing, yes.
The CNA got a med tech. They got her back into bed very easily. My mother actually said it was probably one of the better transfers from the floor that she's ever had. But then later in the day, they always take her blood sugar. It was elevated. And then they took it again at lunch, and it was even higher. And they said, Now, you're going to the hospital. We don't know what's going on. It might be related to the fall, or it might not, but we need to get this checked out. So they call me. She ends up having to go to a hospital that we haven't been to in a very, very long time because the other ones in town are apparently just full. But turned out, long story short, she had a mild UTI, which I said, if you check her 300 days out of 365, she probably has a mild UTI. But this one was percolating just enough where it was starting to play with her blood sugar. Yeah. So, they gave her an antibiotic. No big deal. She got back.
It's a weird little blessing in disguise in a way. Like, not great that she fell out of bed, and she does have a pretty good black eye. But
it's kind of gone away to the point where it's kind of green now.
Yeah.
That phase of bruising.
Yeah. But the UTI might have gotten worse if.
Yeah, but I think they would have catched it anyway. I don't think the two were. They would have caught it. They would have caught it anyway.
Oh man, where's the blooper reel when you need it?
I don't think the two were at all related. They always check her blood sugar anyway.
Yeah.
So they would have caught it
yes.
anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
And actually, you don't know this, Jennifer. So,
tell me, Stephen.
You know the first part, not the second part. She asked me to write up kind of recommendation letters, commendation letters for the CNA and the med tech who got her back in bed, and for another CNA that was there when we got back from the hospital, who helped her get settled and, just reacclimate. I mean, she'd only been gone she'd been gone for 8 hours. You know how ERs are, but just to get her settled because she was starving to death. And, basically the CNA did everything while my mom just sat there and inhaled the food I'd brought her from Zaxby's. So I wrote the letters and she gave them to the executive director.
Which was very nice that she had that thought.
Today, she tells me, each of those employees received a $50 Visa gift card and a raise.
Wow. Based solely on...
The executive director said they always like to, whenever somebody actually goes out of their way to do something like write a letter like that, they like to make sure that the employees are compensated, shown that they are appreciated. Well, and these are, I know two of them. I don't know the third one, and the two that I know are two of the better CNAs I've ever come across.
Well, listen, there's something to be, I'm a huge advocate of, workplace culture and appreciating your employees. We do a lot of that at my place of business. And it really does make a difference when you recognize employees for doing good work. And
if I may say so, I wrote the letters. They were really good.
I mean, of course.
Of course they were.
Duh.
And so anyway, the one CNA, the CNA that was helping her get settled after the ER visit, she came into my mom's room yesterday and said, I have to run back out. The executive director, insert name here, wants to see me for a second. And she was gone for like 10 or 15 minutes. And she came back with a huge grin on her face, gave my mother a big, huge hug and told her about it.
Aww.
And then she saw one of the other ones, same deal. Apparently she was on cloud 9. And, that woman wanted to go to med tech school. She's a CNA. She wanted to go to med tech school, and they told her they'll just pay for her training.
Really?
Yep.
Like, what does med tech school entail?
It's probably similar to CNA school.
Okay.
It's less than a semester. I don't know how long it takes, but they're going to pay for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, though.
They take care of their employees there. They really do.
It's good, and they're it reduces turnover. It's as simple as that. It reduces turnover when you take care of your employees, and everyone benefits because, by the way, it's really expensive when there is turnover at your place of business. There are a lot of sort of hidden expenses with that. So,
and searching for CNAs, you end up with, you hire a bad one, you got to fire him, you got to replace him, then you're bringing in like service nurses and they don't know what they're doing. And, they do take care of their people there. And I was very happy to hear that.
Well, good. That's a nice, happy ending to the falling on the floor, having a black eye.
Yeah. Oh, God, that trip to the
ER. / trip to the ER.
The ER they sent us to, actually, coincidentally, is the one that my father died in. He was in hospice at that hospital.
That's where he was?
That's where he was.
I don't think I didn't remember that.
And the ER was under construction. So they were down about half their rooms. And pretty much everybody is on stretchers in the hallways. What's funny about it, and then I'll wrap this up, but what's funny about it, they almost didn't do the urine test. They came over, one of the nurses came over and said, I think we're about to discharge you. We're like, oh, okay, great. Well, I guess this was nothing. Let's not worry about it. And then she came back 5 minutes later. They're asking us to get a urine sample. And I said, well, my mother can't walk to the bathroom. You're probably going to have to do a catheter.
Yeah.
And the nurse went, ugh. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. She said, well, maybe we won't do that. I'll be right back. 5 or 10 minutes later, she came back. She said, I think we're going to go ahead and do it. Yeah. It's a good thing they did.
Yeah.
Because that's what diagnosed her with the UTI.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to our episode. The first half of this episode will be a little indulgent. I wanted to talk about what we've been doing this summer.
Yeah.
While we've been on our summer schedule of 1 episode per month.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's okay with that. We want to talk about summer a little bit, and then we'll preview what we're going to be putting out there once we get back to producing new episodes every other week.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, we'd love to share with you that our summer was full of all kinds of amazing and cool activities.
Sounds wonderful.
It wasn't exactly. I mean, the reality of working and taking care of 2 elderly women certainly took care of many. Took care of the plans we had for the summer. I don't know that we had a ton of plans, frankly, for the summer. I know that we had hopes that we might do
dreams,
some other things.
Wishes.
But also we have some things coming up in the fall that were already on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Our beach vacation. My best friend's oldest daughter is getting married, so we have a wedding to go to. So, we kind of were backloading the summer anyway, I guess. However, we did attempt to schedule a camping trip in August.
Didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, there's a reason we don't typically camp in August.
Not because of the elderly people we take care in our life.
It was the weather.
The weather
did
not cooperate, which was super frustrating. And by the way, we are not wimpy campers. We do not mind a little bit of rain, but the forecast was absolutely terrible. It was going to be lots of storms,
it was going to be
winds.
A lot of rain, and when it wasn't raining, it was going to be absurdly hot and humid.
Right.
And it just didn't seem like a lot of fun. Again, this is why we don't typically camp in August.
Now, the first day we woke up, the day we were supposed to leave to go camping, it was sunny and beautiful outside.
Jennifer
and I was stomping around saying it better start raining.
Exactly.
And it did. It did. But yeah, so anyway, we had a pivot, but that it wasn't the worst thing in the world. So I took a couple of days off from work, and I think you looked at me like you were about to strangle me when I did suggest, when we realized we were probably going to cancel camping, I was like, maybe I'll just go to work, right? I'm planning for a big event at work that's taken a lot of bandwidth, and I thought, you know what? I'll just get those 2 days back in the office. You look like you might have thrown me out in the backwoods.
Because you're frequently saying, I don't take off enough time, and we don't go do enough things.
That is true. I do not. So anyway, we pivoted, and we decided to have a little mini staycation and just explore our own lovely little city. We live a little bit outside of the city, but it's not far away. And so I think we had a great time.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We visited a total of 3 museums in the area, which shockingly, neither of us have been to any of these 3. We've been to plenty of other museums in the area.
And we've lived in this area, each of us, 36 years?
Yeah, a long time.
I think we both got to town right about the same time.
A long time.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because all 3 museums just were very different.
Mm-hmm.
One was a lot about the history of our city. Mm-hmm. One was a lot about a famous person who spent a lot of his life in this city. And then one was, which you can find, I think, a lot of these museums all across the country. One was a Holocaust museum, which was just, always a good reminder, very somber, but definitely a really well done museum. And then we ate at 2 awesome city restaurants. We ate at one new one, and then we ate at one very classic city restaurant.
It's a Jewish deli, and we're sitting in there, and I said, Jennifer, I don't think the decor has changed in this place since about 1950.
Nope.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yep.
No. I suspect the grill probably hasn't been cleaned in that long either. But,
probably not. That's probably why the food tastes so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, no.
Really
so
good.
Anyway, I felt like we did a good job. Our plans changed, but I felt like we did a good job. We made what's the saying? Lemonades out of lemons.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So as Jennifer mentioned, we do have some cool stuff coming up this fall. In September, we have, as she said, a wedding of a young woman we literally saw grow up.
Oh, yeah.
I've been shuffling some files around on my computer, and I have a folder with all of our family pictures. Mm-hmm. And I came across one of them of her and Jackson sitting next to each other. She must have been about 3 and a half. Now, probably she was about 4 and he was about 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something like that.
I think I met my best friend when her oldest daughter was probably about a year-ish old, maybe a year and a half at the most.
So we're looking forward to that.
So that's feels really weird. I don't feel old enough for that to be happening, but obviously we are very excited to that event.
Then in October, we're going to the beach, as Jennifer mentioned. We have visited the same beach nearly every summer since before either of the kids were born, and they are now 24 and 22. So that'll tell you how long we've been going there. We used to go in the fall, but then kids got in school, so we had to go in the summer. Kids are out of school now, so we're going back to going in the fall. We're going in October mainly because of that wedding. We probably would pick September, but the first time we ever went in October, and it was glorious. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes. We had the realization. So when we were there last summer in June, I think it was the end of June, and this beach, we go to a lovely place called Sunset Beach. It's off the coast of North Carolina. It's a really cool.
Yeah, you're telling everybody about it now.
Telling everybody
about
our
to be a
secret. It's a residential island. There's no restaurants on the island. There's like a little market and a like a little tiny grocery store. But
Ice
anyway,
cream shop. That's it.
It's quiet. It's been quiet. And for many years, it was home of the last operating swing bridge in the country. And it was the only way you could get on the island. Every 30 minutes, the bridge would open at the bottom of the hour and at the top of the hour. And so we used to always say it was great because it literally forced us to slow down.
You couldn't be on a schedule.
We went to Sunset. You couldn't be, because if the bridge was open, you just had to wait till the boats passed through and the bridge closed again. But anyway, it's gotten a little more crowded over the years because they eventually built a big flyover bridge. There was a whole reasoning behind that.
Jackson refers to as the concrete monstrosity.
Yes.
Which it is.
It really is. But I guess the residents of the island made there was a problem where the bridge emergency vehicles couldn't get over. Sometimes the bridge broke.
And if a building was on fire during that time, there's no way for a fire truck to get over. So it makes a certain amount of sense. Fine.
But anyway, once the big concrete monstrosity was built, the beach got a lot more crowded. So we're sitting there, last June, and it was pretty crowded. And all of a sudden, I remember it was like halfway through the week, which is usually when we have to then book our, house for the same week next year. And we were like, oh, wait a minute. Why are we doing this? Jackson's about to graduate from college, next summer. Like, we don't have to go.
We do not.
We don't have to go with the masses.
No.
So anyway, that is the long-winded story as to why our beach vacation is now in October this particular year.
Yep.
So can't wait for that.
So with talk about the summer out of the way, let's talk about the episodes we have coming up. Keep in mind, these are planned episodes. None of them have been recorded yet, but interviews have been scheduled. But, things could change.
In September, we are planning for a couple of really cool shows. We have a guest who is competing in the Mrs. America pageant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's a millennial and a caregiver, and she'll be talking with us about the differences between millennial and Gen X caregiving.
Yeah, and her platform, I don't know a ton about pageants, but I know they all have a platform.
Yeah.
And her platform is caregiving.
It really is. It's perfect.
Cool.
Plus, I think just it is going to be really interesting listening to her perspective as a millennial versus our perspective as Gen Xers in the caregiving space. Because
we had our daughter on talking about Gen Zs, and they're mostly taking care of their grandparents. But so now in the millennials, they're starting to catch up with us when caregiving. I think give it another 5 years and they're going to be right there with us because, unfortunately, our parents and loved ones are going to be getting older and older and unfortunately passing on.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the spot where we've been for a while as Gen Xers.
Yep.
Also in September, we plan to have an interview with a guest who has written a book on what it's like to be an only child caring for his elderly parents. We've talked a little bit about the benefits and downsides. There are both of only child caregiving, but we're going to hear from somebody who's living it.
Right. Only child means everything's on you.
You don't have to
Not
argue
easy.
about decisions.
Right.
That's the upside.
That's what I was going to say. Like, everything is on you as the only child. So that's a lot. That's a lot of weight to carry around. But yes, also you can decisively make decisions, and there's really no one there to counteract those decisions.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, we haven't solidly planned for too much beyond that just yet, but we have prepared episodes about a number of things that you will hear eventually. So that includes a survey that charts out how caregiving is not only a full-time job, but it's one that you have to pay for.
We also plan to tackle the subject of the adjustment period that your loved one and you will go through when they move into a place like assisted living, memory care, nursing home. There's an adjustment period. How do you get through it?
For everybody.
There is.
Yeah. So we really do hope that you'll stick around, listen for those episodes and others. I've got a few other ideas floating around in my head.
Do you now, Jennifer?
I do, but
you need to let me know about
yeah,
that.
not ready to talk about them out loud just yet.
Okay.
But
You'll tell me later.
I will. But be sure to leave a review for us on Apple Podcasts and elsewhere, and tell all of your friends about our show.
Yep. And now the moment that Jennifer has been waiting for. We've got bloopers and outtakes for you. Please enjoy this end of summer gift of listening to us screw up.
Did we screw up?
We do have some screw ups in there. It's really it's screw ups, but it's also kind of what happens sometimes before we get recorded.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, we think it's funny.
Whatever
I don't know
the
if anybody else
reason,
does.
I love bloopers all the time.
Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day.
Good night, everyone.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Yeah. Can I get you real quick? Just make sure.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As good as we're going to be for right now. We'll see how it works
Let's do it.
All right. We all set?
Yep.
We are recording.
Okay.
Have been for 4.5 minutes. Thanks so much for everyone to listening to... Bleh. Thanks so much for everyone...
Wow. Apparently I am needed.
Apparently. Maybe you should do it.
I do 1,000-piece puzzles all the time.
She's a good puzzle doer.
I'm a good puzzle doer.
That's what she says.
I am a good puzzle doer.
Yes, she is. But you say it about yourself quite frequently.
I do, yes. We started recording a podcast episode, and Hannah was in the living room, and she decided...
Echo! Light off!
She was trying to turn the lights on, but of course, we could hear her. And my brother said if he was going to listen to a podcast, it would be ours. He doesn't listen to podcasts.
I listen to ours because I like to hear myself talk.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Caregiving Gen X Style. I'm Steve Mullen.
I literally, in my head, just now, thought I was about to say, I'm Steve Mullen.
You're not.
Sorry.
There are several levels of proof that I can show that you are not.
in my head.
Okay, you weirdo.
I did not do anything. I just happened to breathe in at the same time you did.
One of the hardest parts of caregiving is when you... Wow, I messed up already.
I love bloopers. Though,
Yes,
so
Jennifer loves bloopers.
Okay.
St.
Patty's Day, and apparently I've already been drinking, and I literally have not been drinking
No,
anything.
Jennifer just has the memory of a bird sometimes.
I do. It's terrible.
Goldfish.
No one's going to actually know when I get dementia.
No. Or me, for that matter.
That is true.
Rude.